What's going on out there, YouTube family? This is Sammy Leggett here representing Team JVS. I literally just got done looking at season 4 of Castlevania. I'm going to go ahead and just tell you right now, like, if you don't want to go and hear me babble on about this non-spoiler review, I will be doing a specific spoiler review. It's not going to be very long, but it's going to be about something specific that happens at the end of this. But as far as the season, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. There you go. If that's all you want, this is a 10 out of 10. Period. Everything they had, like the third season was dope. Third season was so good. I gave that a 10 out of 10. If I give this something higher than a 10, I'd give it a 12. The soundtrack, the score, amazing. Voice acting, great. The best that it's been since the first season. The animation, top tier. And the fighting. That's a minute right there. That's your review. So I literally could stop right there, but I'm going to go and be a little more professional with it and just kind of go and break down why I felt this was a 10 out of 10 and just how amazing this was. I literally, my jaw dropped. Honestly, my jaw dropped by episode 7, but when it got to episode 9, I had to stop. Take a second. I was like, the endings, bruh. The endings. Trevor freaking Belmont, dog. Oh my gosh. It was, like, everybody was on it though. Everybody was on it. And the way that the last season ended, I was kind of just like, man, that was top tier. But I was like, man, you leading up to some craziness. Everybody got their just due. Maybe one character. If I give one negative, I felt like there was one character that was wasted in the very last episode. I mean, completely wasted. Like the build up, it made no sense how wasted that character really was. Everybody else, kind of got their either glorious moment or death or whatever you want to call it. But in terms of the story is amazing, bruh. Like, from the opening of this season, kind of just watching and seeing like a war-ridden Trevor and Cypher just like burnt. Like, they were just legit burnt out. Like, it was kind of like they were fighting so much, like, especially that week span that they kind of did. Like, they were fighting so much that they just were just like, they're burnt. Like, they couldn't do anything else. Like, they couldn't even fight to the levels that they're capable of. Like, and then when they ended up where they were at with that crazy town and what that town was doing and what they were trying to, I was just like, it was crazy, bro. But as far as the way that they tied over the characters being back to where Dracula kind of left everything off, I was just like, are they really about to try to bring back Dracula, right? And this whole entire time, you're seeing like there's different factions of people like involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got like Hector technically involved. You got this dude named Varney involved. You got like technically people that Isaac knew involved. And like they all were trying to bring. The crazier thing is that there were not just vampires involved. There are people that want like Dracula back, and it was all bubbling up. And throughout, all the different characters are still in their respective factions. Like Isaac is very much so on a mission. Now, I will say that Isaac's progression from where he was at and the conversation he was having with these creatures and what he was understanding about himself to where he ended up was very quick. Like that escalated very quickly. But it was a very interesting, consequence to that as well. Because on the other side of the map, literally on the other side of the map, Camilla was unearthing her plan. And her 3 other sisters were trying to do their thing. The freaking sister with the war armor. Oh my gosh. Like, there's so many, like, the fights in this. Like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, this is anime tier. Like, it is so good. The animation and the fights and the violence and the gore, like, they don't hold back. This is dangerous and insane and diabolical and evil as the first season. Like, first season to me I was like, man, this is just some evil mess. But no, they were like, nah, hold your beer, bro. You ain't seen nothing yet. Like, what they were trying to do and what happens, it's demented. It's really sick. Like this show is not for everybody. Like I wouldn't recommend this show to everybody. And there's some dark, sinister, some evil, satanic stuff in this, and it's not beneficial to your spirit or your, if you're in a bad place or if you're kind of like weary mentally or emotionally and psychologically. Like I don't know, certain aspects of this is just really far, but the story still stays consistent on the fact that you have vampires, you have humans, you have these elementals, you have these monsters. I think they even implicated and applied lycanthropes, like werewolves, actual werewolves, but they didn't do anything with that information. But in terms of this as a whole, as a season, yo, it was amazing, bro. Like the last 3 episodes are unlike, I was kind of just like, bruh, Game of Thrones wishes. Game of Thrones, like honestly, that's what it felt like. I was like, this feels like it was leading up to something big. And they gave you that delivery. They gave you, like, honestly, they could have ended this on episode 9 if this was going to lead anywhere else. Now, I've heard that this is it. No more seasons. And that's part of the reason why I'm going to be talking about in a more detailed review, or not a review, kind of spoiler discussion. I'm not even going to call it a spoiler review. I'm going to call it a spoiler discussion about the way the season ends. Because there's three specific individuals that I really have a huge theory about what's going on. And it's not as cookie cutter as the way that this kind of ends up. Because, again, if this was going to be a finale, like, honestly, it should have ended on episode 9. Like a season finale, not a series finale. They kind of use episode 10 as kind of wrapping everything up in a neat little bow, but they really still technically don't, because of the implications and the things that they, imply about characters like Isaac and where he kind of ends up. Or even like Alucard and where his trajectory is going and what this really means. And just, even with Cypher going, and, they were in an area where Dracula's initial attack happened and she was asked to do something. And it's just a lot of different threads to me that leave so much open for them to make more, or a spin-off series, to be quite honest with you. But again, man, like interactions that you were hoping to see, like Hector and Isaac, or like Isaac and Camilla, or like Trevor and, a certain someone. And it's just, bro, I'm gonna say this. There's a moment that I was like, yeah, the Trinity. Like, as a superhero fan, I was kind of like, this is it. This is, like, I was like, I've missed the dream team. I've missed this. And it's just crazy because they've all evolved as characters since, their interactions in the first and second seasons. And so just seeing that, bro, like, I don't know, man. Y'all can see the smile on my face. Like, it is honestly one of the greatest achievements in, I believe this is American animation. Yeah, like, this is anime tier. And I like, even a character like what's my man's name? Oh my gosh, Saint Germain. Saint Germain, just a random character that kind of just showed up back half of last season, and he might be effectively one of the most important characters, and just his transformation, what happens to him, and like, they do so much. Last season was, they set up this very well, but it's 10 out of 10, bro. Like, I can't speak highly enough about it. I'm really surprised how much I really enjoyed it, and I'm enamored and yet saddened that they are talking about this is not going to continue anywhere. I'm going to go into more details about what I'm talking about in another video, but hopefully you guys did enjoy this review whenever it drops. I'm not sure. I think I might try to put some reactions up on our Twitch. Let me know if you're interested. All right, guys. Peace, everybody.